What is going on, guys? It's Reflex here, and yeah, wow, it's not a Kingdom Hearts video today, and that's because I want to make sure I don't oversaturate my channel with too much Kingdom Hearts content, and also, there was no news to really talk about yet. Maybe as this video goes up, something will come up, but for now, there's not really any news, and I don't want to make a video over something that trying to make something over nothing. So instead, I'm going to be talking about the playoffs because if you guys don't watch basketball, then this is going to sound like some foreign stuff to you, but I've been watching a lot of basketball for about, I think, 4 years now. I used to watch it a lot as a kid, and then I stopped, and then I started watching it again. But yeah, the playoffs are starting today. Actually, I think an hour from when this video goes up. But yeah, Golden State and Spurs. I'm a Golden State Warriors fan. You can call me a bandwagon if you want. It's whatever. I could prove I'm not. But that's just the kind of bad thing about being a Warriors fan. You can't prove that you're not until they're pretty much irrelevant. Like, once they're irrelevant and not, pretty much the most hated team in the league, then you can be a fan. But for now, it's just impossible. But yeah, the playoffs are starting. I'm stoked. I'm stoked because this year is going to be crazy. There's going to be a lot of good matchups. And I'm not going to lie, the West is so much more competitive than the East. But I will say the East is just as competitive this year. They're not better. Like, any team that gets out of the East will get swept by, or at least, get just smacked by any team in the West, whoever makes it out. But it's just more competitive this year. There's so many better matchups. I mean, let's just look, as you guys can see on your screen right now, the bracket. We got Rockets versus Minnesota, an 8th seed that has Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, and Jimmy Butler. That's not a team with those three players that you would be like, yeah, that's an 8th seed. When you see it on paper, you're like, nah, that's like a third, maybe like a 5th seed, but nah, it's an 8th seed, and then you got the Rockets, James Harden and Chris Paul and his supporting cast, and I mean, that's gonna be a heck of a series right there, just with those two, because, of course, Minnesota, I think they'll win one game, possibly, or they might get swept. I don't see them beating the Rockets, obviously, but it's gonna be a hell of a battle. And then you got Jazz versus Oklahoma City. And the thing is about the Jazz, their defense is amazing. Donovan Mitchell is stepping up greatly as a rookie, and arguably he could be Rookie of the Year if they made a rule where, a second year rookie, because Ben Simmons technically didn't play his first year. If they made a rule where that doesn't count as being a rookie, then Donovan Mitchell would obviously be Rookie of the Year. But then we got, that series right there, I don't know who's going to win, to be honest. That series is iffy because if the Jazz shoot the lights out and Joe Ingles is shooting like crazy, Donovan Mitchell's hitting the shots, and then defensively they can step it up, they can beat the Thunder. But if the Thunder just like mesh together perfectly and, are great on the defensive end, then they'll take it no problem in my opinion. Now this next one's a little weird because Portland Trailblazers and Pelicans. Now, Portland, they've been good this year. They really have. They've been great this year. And, that's why they're the 3rd seed. And this scares me because, personally, as a Warriors fan, I don't want to see them in the next round because Steph, like they said, Steph Curry will not be back until, like, somewhere in the 2nd round. And I don't see us being able to beat Portland without Steph. I barely see us be able to beat any of these teams without Steph. But Portland, if they get through, yeah, that's going to be a little iffy. Now, if Portland somehow loses to the Pelicans, which it is very possible because if Anthony Davis goes crazy, then, yeah, we might see some goodness. And Rondo is pretty good in the playoffs for some reason. Regular season, he's okay every once in a while and shows greatness, but in the playoffs, just like the Bulls, I believe it was last year, where the Bulls played good for 2 games and they kind of stopped because I think Rondo got injured, but if Rondo can play his normal games and Anthony Davis steps up, they could beat the Portland Trailblazers. And then that will be a more favorable matchup for Golden State if we can even beat the Spurs because that's the next game, Golden State versus the Spurs. And that's going to be an interesting match because if LaMarcus Aldridge plays how he has been playing through like the late season of the regular season, then he alone could be enough to beat the Warriors because in my opinion, the Warriors are a completely different team without Steph. They're not the same team, and all these fake Warriors fans that are like too cocky about the team, they don't understand that we're not the same team. This team we have right now is like they're just one. I just don't know. I don't see it. I don't see the Warriors anymore. I just see a team that is very vulnerable to every other team right here. So I don't know. It's gonna be iffy, but I see Rockets winning. it's a little iffy, but I see the Thunder winning. I see Portland winning, and then I see Golden State winning. Now, on the East, we got Toronto versus Washington. Now, this is a little iffy because Toronto is not a playoff team. That is my opinion. You might hate me for it, but the Toronto Raptors is not a playoff team. And regardless how far they go, if the Cavs, I almost said the Cavs, but if the Cavs beat the Pacers, which they will, but they will get swept by LeBron because for some reason they can't beat the Cavs. They can't get to that next level to beat the Cavs. And that's the problem with the Raptors is they're so good, but their best bet to make it anywhere past the second round and actually beat the Cavs is for the Cavs to have, pretty much get eliminated this first round against the Pacers, which people are afraid that, the Cavs are a terrible team this year. But the thing is, they got almost the exact same record as last year. Like, literally, they almost have the exact same record as last year. And it was the same thing towards the end of the season. People were talking about the Cavs saying they're not going to get anywhere. And then, what do you know? They make it to the finals. This year is no different. The defense was trash, yes, but LeBron isn't giving his help defense that he's going to give in the playoffs. He's going to come with a new pace on the defensive end as well as the offensive end that will make the supporting cast follow. Him and Kevin Love will do what they do, and the supporting cast and George Hill and Rodney Hood and whoever else really wants to step it up will step up in the playoffs, hopefully. Now, not all the time, but I think they will. But 76ers versus the Heat, I see 76ers taking this no problem because I don't know about Hassan Whiteside and if he's back or not, but I see them taking that no problem. You got to trust the process. Now, Boston versus Milwaukee. Boston, I honestly see no chance of stopping Milwaukee. I feel like Milwaukee will be the dark horse this year just for the reason, I don't know, Giannis is doing something great and he's pretty much unstoppable. And I do believe that Milwaukee will beat Boston and it will be a great series next if they face the 76ers, which I believe that's what will happen. But yeah, playoffs are going to be crazy, and here's my opinions on who's getting out to the West. It's going to be Golden State versus the Rockets for Western Conference Finals, and then that's going to be a hard, dreaded battle. As a Warriors fan, I'm going to say the Warriors will make it to the finals, but that's not saying that I'm like clear and just like set to go about that because the Rockets are doing something special. I just want to see what happens because it could go either way. But it's either going to be the Warriors or the Rockets getting to the finals. It's not going to be anyone else because Thunder will get put out by the Rockets in a 7-game series, in my opinion. And the Warriors, I don't know. It's going to be a 7-game series. Like all 7 games going to come down to the last game against the Rockets, in my opinion. And I don't know. But in the East, it's going to be the 76ers or the Cavs. And that will be... It's kind of like the king versus the prince, in my opinion. It's going to be, the LeBron, the King James versus the heir to the throne when LeBron retires because Ben Simmons is Rookie of the Year. Because the rules state that he is eligible, he is going to be Rookie of the Year. He's doing something special. He looks like a LeBron-esque player, but he needs a jump shot. Well, he doesn't need one, but if he had one, he would dominate even more than he already is. He has a great passing ability, just like LeBron, or you could say a Magic Johnson. And, I mean, honestly, that would be a great series to watch. The king versus the heir to the throne. That's the whole, that's what I'm calling that series. And, all honesty. And then, I don't know. I would say Cavs will take it. And then Golden State, because I'm biased in that direction, will win. But I don't see the Cavs beating any team that comes out west. I don't see them beating the Thunder if they were to make it. I don't see them beating the Rockets. Hell no. I don't even see them beating Golden State. The only way they could win the finals, and I will say this, if LeBron can somehow make it to the finals and win it against any team that comes out west, he's the GOAT. Yeah, you can hate me for that, but he will be the greatest of all time because I don't care who you are or what you say, but Michael Jordan, he ain't facing what LeBron's facing. He didn't have the kind of bad teammates that LeBron's having. He had to lose his star player and still hopefully make it to the finals. I don't know. It's going to be crazy, but let me know down in the comment section below your predictions on who's going to win and who you think will be the dark horse of the series, you know, make it as far, like, further than people thought. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and you guys know the drill. I will see you guys later.